Okay, so when adding and subtracting rational expressions, we'll go ahead and start with 1 plus x plus 2 and 3 over x plus 2. The thing to remember is you must have a common denominator when adding and subtracting fractions. And in this case that we do, so you just take whatever this common denominator is and write it over here. Then take the entire numerator, combine it, and that will be your answer. So when you're, just be mindful that if you had a question like 5x minus 4 all over x plus 2, and I have to subtract an x minus 2 over x plus 2, first thing we always do is check the numerators are the same, which they are. So that means I can go ahead and write that x plus 2. Now I combine my entire numerator, and now I'm left with 5x minus 4, but we have to be very careful that we remember to distribute this negative, because that negative is being subtracting that both the x and the negative 2, so that turns that into a negative x plus 2. So my final answer for this question now will be 4x minus 2 all over x plus 2. Now notice with this, I just combined my constants and then subtracted. With this question, I do want to go ahead and also show you how to factor this, because if I can pull a 2 out of the numerator, and then that would be left with x minus 1 all over x plus 2. Now the reason I factored that is just to make sure that if there's anything that I could possibly have reduced, but in this case I cannot. Okay, so with this problem, we do not have common denominators. For the first denominator, I have x plus 2. In my second denominator, I have an x minus 2. So the common denominator is one of both of those factors, which is x plus 2 times x minus 2. To create a common denominator, I have to have both terms in the denominator. So the first fraction, I multiplied numerator and denominator by x minus 2 over x minus 2. I do the same thing with the second fraction. Now when I rewrite this, that's going to be 3 times x minus 2 plus x minus 1 times x plus 2. And this is all over that common denominator, x minus 2 times x plus 2. What I have to do now is simplify all of this. And what I mean by that is I want to expand it and then combine like terms. To expand it, I multiply the 3 out over here, and on this next side I FOIL, which leaves me with 3x minus 6 plus x squared plus 2x minus x minus 2. Again, this is all over my common denominator, which is x minus 2 times x plus 2. And now I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. And when I combine like terms, I'm going to use the order of operations. So my x squared term is first. So that's x squared. Next, I'm going to take all of my values of x. That's 3x plus 2x, which is 5x minus x. So that's going to be a positive 4x. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and combine my numbers, which is my negative 6 and my negative 2, which leaves me a negative 8. All of that is over x minus 2 times x plus 2. And that will be your final answer here, because the numerator does not factor. All right, so we have another pair of fractions here. What you need to be able to see with this first is that that second fraction can be factored, and that's actually the difference of two squares. In my notes, you're going to see DOTS, or dots, sometimes when I refer to the difference of two squares. So I'm going to first go through and factor that. So that's going to be 5x plus 1 plus 9 over 5x minus 1, 5x plus 1. Oops, make sure I have that x in there in the numerator. Now, to find a common denominator, I need to multiply only the first fraction by 5x minus 1 and 5x minus 1 in the denominator. So in the numerator, I have 3 times 5x minus 1 plus 9x all over that common denominator. Now, in order to simplify this, I have to take the entire numerator and I want to expand it and then collect like terms. When I do that, I get 15x minus 3 plus 9x, again, all over that denominator. And then I collect my like terms of the 15 and the 9, which will give me 24x minus 3 all over 5x minus 1 times 5x plus 1.